When Jesus arrives at the altar of Pan outside the gates of hell, he asks his disciples, should we be light to them, or should they avoid dark places out of fear? This answer disgusts them. In this cave, among other gloomy spots, John did not back down. He inquires as to who they believe he is, then challenges their assertions. After Simon claims to be the Christ, Jesus calls him Peter, meaning rock, and says that the gates of hell will not be able to stop him from erecting his church on this rock. He calls on his followers to follow him wherever he goes, even into dangerous locations like these, and to do so without fear in the face of evil. That evening, Big James and John quarrel and fight about Simon becoming Peter as the disciples are camped out. Do the disciples now consider Simon to be the best or chief? Matthew is prompted to go speak with Jesus in private as a result. Because of how harsh Simon has been to Matthew, he finds it hard to understand why Jesus would elevate him. While acknowledging Matthew's complaint, Jesus also advises Matthew to seek Simon to pardon him for all the harm he caused while working as a tax collector. Jesus insists that there can be no peace as long as his people harbor animosity toward one another, which makes Matthew hesitate because he doesn't want to incite conflict. Simon Peter conducts them in evening prayer while urging everyone to go to bed back at the camp. The following day, John and James are still resentful and question if they will be able to achieve high positions for themselves. Despite Judas' worries about the money, they purchase pistachios from a vendor, and Nathanael shows off his competence by dividing the nuts equally among the 16 followers. After his slip-up last season, Simon Peter confides in Andrew about some of his self-doubt. Tamar asks Matthew how he comes to know what details to include in his story in the meanwhile. At last, Matthew goes to Simon Peter and begs for forgiveness after being prodded by Jesus. However, Simon leaves in frustration.